to South Africa. I was trying to find a lighthearted musical comedy or anything that was set in South Africa. I couldn't. So I found this picture and I really enjoy this picture. And I choose to believe this wasn't Photoshopped because it's just a nice picture of all these animals getting together and helping each other out. So now we're traveling to South Africa here. South Africa, most of the wines are grown on the Cape area. These are the main wine areas. There's some inland areas, but this is where the bulk of the wine production is. If you're looking for a South African wine, the top white wines and the most widely planted grape in South Africa is Chenin Blanc. They're very well known for their Chenin Blancs. They grow a lot of Chardonnay, Semillon. In terms of red wines, Pinotage that we're having tonight is their signature grape. If there's one grape that's associated with South Africa, it's Pinotage. Their most widely planted grape, however, is Cabernet Sauvignon. They grow some Syrah, some Merlot. They've been producing wines with European grapes since the 1600s. And they really didn't export their wines for a number of years. It wasn't until apartheid ended in the 1990s that they had the ability to start exporting their wines to other countries and that sort of thing. Something that's really interesting about how the climate in South Africa is it's normally hot and humid inland it is, but on the coast where they grow most of the grapes, you see a lot of ocean currents that come up from Antarctica that really cool it. That allows grapes to be grown there. And because the climate has some ups and downs, it makes some very nice, complex wines and that sort of thing. Stellenbosch, this is a picture of vineyards in Stellenbosch where these grapes are grown, which is in this circle here, right on the Cape. It's just inland from the coast. It's the top area for wine production in South Africa. It has warm and moderate temperatures, which, like I said, are moderated by the Antarctic currents, which makes for some fairly complex wines. They have a lot of mountain slopes. Mountains are really useful for growing grapes because if you can grow grapes on the side of a mountain facing the equator, they'll get more sunlight, they'll ripen, and they'll make better wine. And Stellenbosch, if there's one area in South Africa that has a reputation for world-class wines, it's Stellenbosch. In terms of Pinotage, it's a cross between Pinot Noir and Cinsault. A cross is when you mix two grapes together to create a third grape, just like Cabernet Sauvignon is a cross between Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. You create something completely different. Cinsault is a grape that's used a lot in southern France. If you've ever had of rosé from Provence, chances are it has Cinsault in it. And it's also a minor mixing grape in Rhone Valley of France. It was created in 1925 by a scientist who was attempting to create a wine that tasted like Pinot Noir that could thrive in South Africa. It ended up not tasting like either one of his parents, which means it's not the first time that children have disappointed their parents, but we won't get into that at this point in time. So they were trying to do something else, but they came up with this other great wine, Pinotage. It's often compared to Australian Shiraz or American Petit Syrah, which means it's a little more fruit forward, a little less tannic and that sort of thing. It does not need to age. Wines that don't have a lot of tannins, a lot of times don't need to age. A lot of fruit forward wines don't need to age. A lot of American Cabernets that they're making now that are really fruit forward really don't need to age.